My fellow investors, I wanted to give you a quick update on Janover and its recent change, its rebranding. It also has a different ticker. Now, one of my followers asked me to give them an update. I apologize, I should have done this before or sooner. So yeah, there has been a change in the ticker. It is no longer JNVR. It is now DFDV. They are now the DeFi Development Corp. I want to go over a few things and just kind of give you some updates. There's been a recent spike in the price of the shares. They've joined a partnership with Bonk. Bonk is Solana's premier community meme coin. And I found this little excerpt from this article I want to read you real fast. DFDV, that's the DeFi Development Corp, and Bonk will jointly manage a Solana validator node, the announcement said. This initiative marks the first instance of a publicly listed company and a major community meme coin sharing staking infrastructure on Solana. Both entities will contribute to increasing the validator's stake, and they will share the rewards. The partnership also involves integrating Bonk's liquid staking token, Bonk Sol. So along with this news, there's been additional Solana acquisition from DFDV, and they have recently purchased 16,447 Solana tokens. So it now holds over 609,000 Solana. So since the Solana announcement, the share price has gone up 2,800%. Okay, so since I bought in April 15th, it's been a little over a month, I've seen an increase in 164%. Now, a lot of investors have been interested in buying spot ETFs. However, the SEC has been delaying all of these spot ETFs in Solana. There is a Canadian ETF on the market, however, but nothing in the US so far. And I did make a video covering Janover, and if you're interested in just kind of learning a little bit more about the company and their plans for this growing the Solana treasury, I made one a while back. You could go watch that video if you want to learn more. And the title of it is "This Crypto Treasury Just Might Moon." Well, I would say, 2,800% in a very short time. If you don't think that's mooning, I don't know what mooning is. And again, I bought a little over a month ago, 164%. So I would say that's pretty much spot on. Now I want to compare this to the other, I would call it the other competitor. The other corporate Solana treasury is Sol Strategies. Now, when I bought in not too long ago, I've only seen a 2% increase. Now, it could be that DeFi Development Corp is going to do a better job in not diluting their shares. They want to grow their Solana per share. And I think that's very important. I think there's, investor sentiment is more positive for DeFi Development Corp, over Sol Strategies. So what I'm considering doing is moving some of my money from Sol Strategies and moving it into DFDV. So, I may do that when the market opens. So anyway, that's a quick update. Yes, there's been a ticker change. It is no longer Janover. It is DeFi Development Corp, and it changed from JNVR to DFDV. I want to make that clear. And yes, this is a growth play. This is not an income fund. This is strictly for growth. This is a corporate treasury, all right? So I want to make those two things clear. And this is part of my strategy. I want to grow my net worth. I think that's very important. I'm not just looking on increasing my cash flow. I want to grow my net worth. I believe capital gains are important. You don't want to neglect it. If you do those two things in your portfolio, you're going to be doing great. Anyway, that's my update. I just wanted to let you know about those changes. And this is not financial advice, but I think this is, a good possible play if you want to, let's say you're heavy into MicroStrategy and you want to move some money out of, a Bitcoin treasury and into a Solana treasury, diversify a little bit. Well, this is one of the options that you have. So, I think it's a good prospect.